Hello and welcome to the finale of Let's Play Scribblenauts. I'm your host, UniQ Guy. Let's get rolling. Let's see what we got here. Who done it? I believe it was the maid. Let's lure her out with something that's deadly, like plastic explosives. And of course, she did it. It was the maid in the parlor with the explosives. So, let's make their night romantic with a nice threesome with a rock star. They seem to approve, very much so. Okay, and they're very happy. They're going to have a very romantic night. Unlike this guy, if he gets to that siren. So, let's try to coax him away from it with a nice pirate ship. Yeah, it seems like that'll try to keep him away. Maybe not, but that dolphin seems to be doing my job for the moment, so let me just get over there. Alright. You guys have been very awesome in the production of this, and I want to thank you all. I will be doing something special afterwards. I'm not specifically sure what my next LP may be, but I want to keep you guys involved, especially since it's such an integral point in my work to internet fame. So we'll see what we can do, and let's make it the best we can, you know? This has been a really good game, in my opinion. It could have been better for LPing purposes, but I think it works really well for the structure. It's a shame that so many people didn't do it quite as well as it could have been done, myself included. There's a lot of stuff that needs work on, specifically in the development portions, for a little bit more structure and development in the actual things you can and can't use and everything of the such. There are a few things that need a few more interactions. Like, I would like to be able to use the alcohol that I create, and worst case scenario, make me use it in like a syringe or add match to alcohol for extra fire. There's a whole bunch of different things that could happen, and little bits of stuff here and there. I believe it's best suited for the Wii or the DS just because of the input structure. If you've ever worked with a keyboard on the PSP, it doesn't work too well. Yeah, I just don't see it working out for that. Moreover, I want to say that I really think a lot of this weird things that happen with this game are kind of obscure. There was a lot of controversy over it, and everything that happened was not... This game does not deserve what it got in the press department. But that's just one of the many problems that happen. You can't really control that. But this game has been great, and I've had fun LPing it, even though I sound upset sometimes, because they didn't add a whole lot of variety. Like, in stage structure and everything, there was a lot of repeated jobs to do and ways to do them. It seems like I've made this work, so why don't I just make it work again with the same idea? Because it worked the first time, why wouldn't it work this time? Other than that, there's a couple, like, the puzzle stages are fun and amazing because of things like this. Like, I can send a cop to do my job, and none will be the wiser. I mean, it fits perfectly. There's also other scenarios with the, what can you make and trick the game with. A lot of it really just stands on the purpose of what can you and can't you do. I've found that the puzzle stages were much more fun than the action stages, just because of how the game is set up. If the game were set up in a platformer style with control over Maxwell, and then you could switch over, like Okami or something, to the notebook that gives you this power, much like Kira from Death Note, it would be a much different game. You would create your item and then move along accordingly. There's a lot of different ways for them to go, and a lot of good premise for them to work with. I hope they do make a sequel, but I hope it's done properly. There's a couple of different ideas I had for this game that need to be kind of introduced. They need to create some sort of enlarging ray or something that works with the shrink ray. They also need to, if they're even going to have these things, some sort of mole tank or something to dig properly with, because I ran out of digging tools far too quickly in this game, and it didn't seem like anything could actually dig. Like, you couldn't have any moles or anything to do work for you when the game is kind of set up to micromanage like that. These last few levels were a little bit disappointing in that they didn't do all that much. Like, you were expecting something amazing from the last world, but it really just didn't deliver. And it was kind of upsetting about that. Like, you know, I really wanted this game to pull out all the stops in the last level, but it still got me doing fetch quests and move this to here and this to here. It's really a shame that this tech went to waste. I gotta thank the guys for making this and everything, but I just couldn't find a lot of the ideas they used too useful, and I don't see what the point of a lot of these levels was, considering they've done them already many times. So yeah, that's just my opinion on this game. Feel free to go out and buy it, because we want this developers to do more of these games. So we're winding down here, and we're just putting the last little pieces into place. It's a shame this game's come to an end so quickly when it had so much more potential, but I would buy this game personally just because of all the fun it's made me have and everything that goes along with it. And I really enjoyed what they did with this last little puzzle here, and I've enjoyed being your host, UniQ Guy. Till next time, folks.